Okay. Grand Rising is Shay Seeking you, and we're back, and we're going to go back into the book of the studies of scriptures. And we're going to read about the Son of Righteousness that shall arise. And again, I don't know, I kind of like the way this book is laid out because, um, let's see, I don't know, it's kind of just giving me like a timeline in a sense. Okay, I start looking at something and then I get distracted. So we're not going to do that. Then we talk about false teachers, false messiahs, and then it leads up to the Son of Righteousness that shall arise. And it said, wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth, or behold, he is in a secret chamber, believe it not. For as the bright shiner, the sun cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the presence of the Son of Man be. I don't know why I feel like I shared this with you guys already, but within recent weeks. But when I went back to look, I didn't see the video. Um, so again, this is still making me think east and west. I'm still thinking about like the southern, portion of the Americas for some reason, from like the Carolinas or Carolinas all the way over to California. Um, so it says the great delusions. Okay, and again, I have been seeing a lot of uh, people speaking about sort of a delusion, and even me noticing some slight delusions. But uh, I don't know, it feels like that kind of spirit, I guess, is supposed to be on us for the next 30 to 45 days or something like that, is what I hear. Um, but again, uh, whatever energy is sending it out, I think it was supposed a negative energy, but here it says that it's in the biblical text. So again, that's what I'm saying. I ain't here to tell you what it is or what it ain't. I'm simply sharing what it looks like to me. And again, I do non-bias. So again, and I don't look at the word the way everybody looks at the word. I question it and question what's going on in details and look at it a little bit deeper. So again, yeah, so I'm never trying to get somebody to see anything. This channel is mostly for those people that just see, those of knowing, um, or would be in the form of the spirit giving, giving us something that will make us think, okay, and dig just a little bit deeper than just basic religious, aspect. That's all. So it says here, even the video I think I put up the other day, it kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's dealing with this, but not. Um, but it says the great delusion, strong delusion by Satan are just before us, is witnessed not only by our Lord's words here, but also by Apostle Paul, Thessalonians 2, okay, or Second Thessalonians 2. And it says, had it been foretold precisely what form these deceptions would take, this would have somewhat hindered their deceptive power. God permits these deceptions for the very purpose of separating the overcomers from all the others, and merely guarantees us that the elect will be kept from falling. And yet, it is quite possible that some of the trials, shifting, let's see, sifting, and delusions may come closest upon those possessing the largest degree of light of the present truth. Okay, so again, it's going to be those that are speaking the most truth in that time where this delusion is going to be used, either in some kind of way, against them or in their favor. I'm just uh, freestyling. We're just reading this. Okay, but just it's just saying that the come closest. Okay, upon those possessing uh, the largest degree of light of the present truth. how all important it is that we keep ourselves in love of God, that we have not only a knowledge of the truth, which alone might merely puff up, okay, um, but that additionally we have the Spirit of Christ, okay, which it should produce love to God and to each other and sympathy for all men. For the love buildeth up character and likeness of our Lord. The claim, behold, he is the secret chamber. Oh, apologies. Behold, he is in the secret chamber, is already being made by spiritists, that they can have face to face interviews with the Lord at some of, okay, wait a minute. Behold, he is in the secret chamber, is already being made by spiritists, that they can have face to face interviews with the Lord at some of their seances, and that all who are in sympathy with their views, okay, all who are in sympathy with their views may have the same privilege, etc. What if the caution that if it were possible, it would deceive the very elect should be found to mean that the very elect will be subjected to the severest trials, okay? That the very elect will be subject to the severest trials in the evil day. Who shall be able to stand? The answer, so again, it just almost feels like it's going to be coming on strong, right? At that point in time, okay? And it says the answer through the prophet is he that has clean hands and an honest life and a pure heart and a conscience void of offense towards God and man, he shall ascend into the mountain kingdom of the Lord and stand in the holy place. So again, it's for me it's a contradicting thing here, because if you have clean hands and a pure heart, um and a conscious, this is the part that gives me right here, a conscious void of offense towards God and man. Okay, so again, as long as you're not against or have offense towards God and man, then you will ascend to the mountain, okay, of the Lord and stand in the holy place. But how shall God's people know assuredly that these manifestations are not genuine? So again, that's the only thing when I'm reading this text, I'm trying to figure out what seems genuine, what seems right, even though if it came in this text, some of this stuff was used against you, and then some of this stuff was used, you know, um, for us to know signs and symbols so that we can be using it and it can be useful, right? So some of the words and the terms and text are for a downfall, and some of it is to kind of lift you up. Um, so let's see. And again, so that's why I'm always looking at the text like to see if we're being deceived, because I know that this was also a book used to manipulate the minds of the people into a certain form of a construct that is going to be oppressive. So you have to look at that and weigh that as opposed to being a people, even if they have these new names that they've been given or these names that they are using in the text, that they were something else prior to religion in the Bible being brought there. So when we're talking about pagan and heathen, we're actually talking about the original peoples in their story before they were colonized or given a culture. So if you look at those two terms in etymology, you'll see that these are actually things that were devised to cause division or to give um, a false narrative, because again, some of those so-called cultures were then passed over to other groups or the newer groups, and again it lost some of the substance. But again, I guess that's why I just look at it that way, because just because it's not looked at as religious, we still need to know the backstory to know how far um paganism actually went into what they have put into the biblical text, which is basically the same thing, because it's just a crossing over from people in their original earthly ways, coming into a oppressive colonized manner of religion. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of just like that. So I usually take the old or the ancients or the antiquity and melt it in with modern, and then look at all the things in between. I don't know if that makes any sense. Okay.